It's January 31st, 2012. This is Nisha Namorando Vida from Local to Global LifeWorks. Before saying anything, I would like to invite everybody watching this video to begin by taking a nice deep breath. Breathe in from your nose, and as you breathe in, feel the air fill your stomach, the middle of your chest, and up into your shoulders and your clavicle. And as you breathe out, feel the stress in your body melt a little bit, or a lot. Let's try this. I'm making this video now to wish everybody a really great year. A lot of predictions have been made about 2012, from complete destruction of the earth to the poles switching to you name it, and people have theorized that it's going to happen this year. I think this year is a year where we're still talking about global warming and destruction of the ozone and destruction of our rainforests and all these different things. And in fact, the news that comes in of destruction to our planet and our ecosystems and the far-reaching effects that that destruction has on other parts of the world and people everywhere and plants and animals everywhere is, this news is getting worse. And I feel like most people find themselves kind of stuck in a place where they don't necessarily have time to figure out any problems. People need to pay bills. The economy is crazy, terrible, all over the world. And on the other hand, the news about these things is scary and people feel overwhelmed and don't know what to do. And so they feel that they want to leave it to the government or other, businesses, big businesses and different organizations who should know, the impact of their effects and should be protecting people, to handle that. And unfortunately, that's not the case. It's not happening. Companies and governments are made of people, individuals like you and me, and we all have limitations, whether it's the time we have to do research into things, to wanting money, wanting fame, wanting comfort, to just needing to take care of, our family and our bills and ourselves. So, considering these things, let's think about this year as a year where change needs to happen. Everybody's been calling for change, at least in America. Obama got elected for change. Occupy started because people want a lot of reforms. So let's think about change. And let's think about it with ourselves first. The Dalai Lama says that there will not be peace on earth until all individuals are peaceful within themselves. So to say that your own peace matters, I think is a huge step in addressing some of the issues we face globally. And that means finding your own strength, not needing clothes or a car or a boyfriend or a girlfriend or, something outside of yourself to make yourself feel valuable and good and necessary for the world. I think that comes from every person inside of them. There's a core in your body, and in that place, you feel alive, but maybe it's a little scary to accept that. And maybe this year is the year where we as individual people can look at ourselves and say, okay, I have my flaws and limitations, and I could do better on this earth in different ways, but I'm going to work on loving myself and that part of myself that is beautiful, and that part of myself that is connected to the world around me through the air I breathe, the water I drink, the food I eat, the friends that I make, the family that I have that bring love into my life. So I think that's one part of this year that, we can all work on. And the other aspect is our daily actions, and words and thoughts. How are we spending our money? What are we spending our money on? If you go and you buy, a bottle of 409 cleaning solution, what was the industrial process that required that product to exist? What is the impact of that product on the environment or on your family or your health versus using fresh lemon juice plucked from your neighbor's tree or your own tree to wipe your counters? There's so many things that we can all think about that really affect our planet. Are you eating out all the time? Are you getting styrofoam containers every day? Are you going to Starbucks every day and getting a drink in plastic and then throwing that in a trash can? I mean, we live in a globe. It's a closed circuit. So at some point, each of us individually really need to think about how we affect the world. Never mind what other people are doing, but what we are doing, what I myself am doing, what you yourself are doing. And with all those small changes, that's how big changes are made. Right now, governments and companies, it's not in their interest to change how they wrap things and market things and how they push things onto consumers. But we as consumers have a lot of strength in our labor, in our daily work that we do every day, and the money that comes from it. And so maybe each of us and people in every company, everywhere, every person everywhere this year maybe can think about how we affect this beautiful place, this beautiful earth that we were born on, that I think is filled with just beauty. And yes, there's destruction, and yes, there's pain, but there's a lot of creation, and those things go hand in hand. So how are we maximizing creation and mitigating destruction? So I think that's a good question to consider this year as we move forward as individuals, and how we come to terms with ourselves and find peace within ourselves. And I really hope that everybody who watches this video, and everybody out there in the world, that's my wish, is that we can work on this peace within ourselves this year as we move forward as a human society. So thank you for your time. Feel free to email with any questions, localtoglobalworks@gmail.com.